Every extraordinary life begins with a decision to speak, a decision to act, a decision to take one more step when everyone else chooses to stop. Most people spend their lives waiting for confidence before they make a move. But confidence rarely comes first. Action does. And few placements understand this truth better than Mars in the third house. The third house is the house of courage, communication, initiative, skills, siblings, soul journeys, and personal effort. It represents the part of life that asks a simple question: what are you willing to do to create the future you want? Mars is the planet of action, determination, ambition, passion, and fearless energy. When Mars enters the third house, it creates a personality that is driven to experience life directly rather than watch it from the sidelines. These individuals are rarely content with simply dreaming. They want to build, they want to explore, they want to test themselves against the world. If an opportunity appears, they are usually among the first to seize it. If a challenge arises, their instinct is not to run away. It is to face it. This placement often creates natural risk takers, not because they are reckless, but because standing still feels more uncomfortable than moving forward. They would rather fail while trying than spend years wondering, what if? That mindset alone separates them from many people around them. Mars in the third house believes that life rewards courage, and again, experience proves that belief correct. One of the most remarkable qualities of this placement is mental courage. Some people fear difficult conversations, others avoid expressing unpopular opinions. But these individuals usually possess the confidence to speak their minds. They defend what they believe. They ask difficult questions. They challenge ideas that no longer make sense. Their words often carry tremendous force. When they speak with conviction, people listen. When they communicate with purpose, they inspire movement. However, this same strength can become their greatest challenge. Mars moves faster than patience. Sometimes the native speaks before fully listening. Sometimes they argue when understanding would accomplish far more. Sometimes they forget the goal is not to win an argument, but to discover the truth. Life gradually teaches them that powerful communication is not measured by volume, it is measured by impact. The strongest voice in the room is not always the loudest. It is often the calmest, the clearest, the most thoughtful. The third house is also connected to skills. Mars here creates people who improve through practice rather than theory. They enjoy mastering new abilities, learning new technologies, developing practical talents. Whether it is business, sports, writing, public speaking, engineering, marketing, sales, or entrepreneurship, they often excel because they are willing to repeat difficult tasks until they become second nature. They understand that talent opens the door, discipline keeps it open. This placement also brings an adventurous spirit. Routine can quickly become frustrating. The native enjoys movement, travel, exploration, meeting new people, discovering unfamiliar places. Every experience becomes another lesson. Every journey expands their confidence. The more they experience, the more capable they become. Relationships with siblings or close companions often shape important chapters of their life. These relationships may be deeply supportive, they may also be competitive. Either way, they encourage growth. The native learns valuable lessons about cooperation, rivalry, communication, and resilience through these connections. One fascinating aspect of Mars in the third house is that obstacles often have the opposite effect on them than they do on most people. Many individuals become discouraged when life becomes difficult. Mars becomes energized. The greater the challenge, the stronger their determination grows. Pressure awakens potential they didn't know they possessed. This is why many successful entrepreneurs, athletes, explorers, soldiers, Journalists, performers, and pioneers carry powerful Mars energy. They perform best when life demands courage. Yet Mars always carries a lesson. Because unlimited energy without direction becomes chaos. The native may start too many projects, lose patience with slow progress, become restless when immediate results don't appear, or push themselves so hard that they forget to rest. Eventually, they realize that endurance wins races that speed alone cannot. Consistency defeats intensity. Steady effort outlasts bursts of enthusiasm. When Mars learns patience, its power multiplies. As the years pass, something extraordinary begins to happen. The courage that once appeared impulsive becomes purposeful. The confidence that once sought to prove itself becomes quiet strength. The restless energy that once scattered in many directions becomes focused like an arrow. At that point, very little can stop them because they no longer waste energy fighting every battle. They choose the battles worth fighting. They speak only when their words create value. They act only when their actions move them closer to their purpose. And every step carries intention. Perhaps the greatest lesson of Mars in the third house is this: life rarely rewards those who simply wait. It rewards those who participate, those who dare to ask, those who dare to speak, those who dare to try again after failure. Every great invention began as an idea. Every great journey began with a first step. Every great victory began with someone refusing to surrender. Mars in the third house carries this spirit naturally. It reminds us that courage is not something we are born with. It is something we build every time we choose action over fear. And in the end, destiny does not always belong to the smartest person or the luckiest. It often belongs to the one who had the courage to take the first step while everyone else was still waiting.